what is the process to use a Roth IRA for with my 401k? Should I do it when working or when I am retired? Okay, this maybe kind of piggybacks that question, but I think this is more on doing the Roth 401k, which Chevron does give you that option. So it may be somebody looking at just starting, or it may be somebody that's making catch-up contributions and wants to manage their taxes. So when you make a contribution, let's just, for simple sake, let's assume you make $100,000 and you put in 10%. Most people usually put in pre-tax money. So what that means is they're going to put in $10,000 on a pre-tax basis. So eventually when they take that out, they'll pay taxes on that plus the earnings. But what they do is they get a deduction for this year on that because it's pre-tax. So instead of making $100,000, it looks to the IRS like they made $90,000. So it saves them a little bit in taxes from that standpoint. If instead they did after tax or did a Roth contribution, which I don't know why you do after tax, I would do Roth so you get that tax-free growth on it, unless you wanted more flexibility for as far as tapping into it for after tax maybe. But if you do after tax or a Roth contribution, that same scenario, that same $10,000 goes in, but you don't get a deduction this year. So whenever you file your taxes, it still looks like you made $100,000. So you don't get tax savings now, but you're going to get tax savings later on in life whenever you decide to take that out, because that plus the earnings is going to be tax-free versus taxable. So if you can afford it, and honestly, I would say we have to look at your tax bracket and make sure you're not kicking up from one to the next. But generally speaking, if you can get around not taking that, getting that tax deduction now and putting it into a Roth 401k, then you're gonna have more. It's gonna be much more beneficial for you the long term for yourself and maybe your beneficiaries as well. But there's also aspects to look at. Okay, do you want to? Would you rather make contributions on a pre-tax basis and maybe a Roth 401k into the 401k, and then beyond that maybe make some regular Roth contributions or outside contribution. We can go through all those different planning strategies, and if you got excess funds, what the best strategy is going to be for you. In some cases, it's something else outside the 401k as well.